authorities have just officially confirmed that on Saturday, Khaby Lame was detained by immigration agents, held and processed at a facility in Vegas, and deported out of the United States. He was given the ability to what's called self-deport and was escorted to the gate where he got on a flight to Canada. But there's a twist. He didn't just...
Hello wonderful people, welcome once again to another episode on my YouTube channel. If you are new to this channel, I'm Marvin and feel free to hit the subscribe icon. Today we'll be talking about the TikTok sensation most followed guy Khaby Lame ICE deportation case. Khaby Lame, the Senegalese Italian, was detained at Harry Reid International Airport for allegedly overstaying his US visa, having entered on April 30th. He was released the same day with a voluntary departure arrangement, meaning he left the US without a formal deportation order. He left the US on his own, which keeps his immigration record clean. Now he might be able to return legally depending on visa rules and adherence to the voluntary departure terms. This shows how ICE isn't sparing celebrities and big names. Let's watch the following arguments of Khaby's deportation by ICE officials.
ICE was actually made aware of Khaby through a guy called Bo Loudon. Now, if you haven't heard that name, he is good friends with Baron Trump and played a part in the Trump administration's social media strategy during the election. Now, not only did Bo essentially facilitate Khaby's deportation out of America, but the reason why he did it is where things get crazy. He claimed that Khaby's visa to enter and work legally in the United States was revoked 3 years ago. And despite this, he allegedly entered the US 49 times in that period. Bo also claimed that since Khaby technically wasn't on a valid visa that allowed him to legally work, Bo said that he has heard from business partners that Khaby was allegedly signing contracts under different names and allegedly evading US taxes by sending money back to Senegal and Italy, which is where he has legal citizenship. Bo also said that Khaby was contacted by authorities after he entered the country on April the 30th and was instructed to self-deport before June the 1st. Despite this, however, he remained in the country to attend an event on June the 5th in Miami, 4 days past that deadline. And it doesn't seem he had the intention to leave the country after the Miami event either, because the next day on June the 6th, he flew to Vegas where he attended a different event, which is where ultimately he was detained. Now,
so Khaby Lame, the TikToker, this dude, you telling me he was arrested by ICE? What? He had all that money given to him and did all that money, made all that money in the early years of TikTok, and he didn't get his citizenship? Oh well. Why would I care? If he had all that money given to him, he made himself, he didn't say anything in the videos. He just went. He made all that money, but he couldn't go through the proper channels. Send him back to Senegal. Sorry. Got to go back to Senegal. He's an illegal. He's here illegally. There's no hate for me. Follow the rules. So now I guess he's detained and in ICE. I'm sorry, man. America first. He's not from here. Why does he get to evade taxes and cheat the system? Why? Let's get at him.
After being briefly detained last week due to them overstaying their visa, Khaby Lame, the most followed person on TikTok, has voluntarily self-deported from the United States. Now I'm going to be reading directly from an article that you can find on MSN.com, but you could also find it on The Independent, right, regarding the situation. So it states here that Lame's experience with immigration enforcement arrives as President Donald Trump, directs local, state, and federal law enforcement to assist in carrying out his long-promised mass deportation agenda, right? Since the beginning, this administration has been making it seem as though the point of these mass deportations is to clean up the filth and the scum of America. Basically, try to get rid of all of the criminals, and it just so happened to be that these criminals are immigrants. That's what they made it seem like. Let's just keep it a buck, right? So if that's the case, Khaby Lame, who literally was made to become a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador in March of this year, has no criminal record, literally just entertains, is the most followed person on TikTok. Where's the threat? Where's the threat in this individual? It doesn't make any sense. We are dealing with an administration that will detain and deport a UNICEF ambassador, but will roll out the red carpet and welcome with open arms these white Afrikaners that aren't even dealing with anything. They're not dealing with a genocide. They're not being targeted, nothing. But they are welcome here in America. But the UNICEF ambassador, oh, he gotta go. Cool.
So he claimed he tipped off ICE. Bo Loudon has posted on X, formerly known as Twitter, that he tipped off ICE on one of the biggest TikTokers online. This man, Khaby Lame. Khaby Lame is an Italian citizen that was born in Senegal. Now, according to the different news outlets, because Bo Loudon did tip off ICE, they were able to detain him at the airport during his international flight and questioning him about this visa, which the visa had expired, and they allowed him to voluntarily go back until he gets his visa fixed. Nevertheless, I hope everything works out for Mr. Khaby Lame and he continues to produce great content. The great thing about working on social media is you can do it wherever you are in the world.
Fucking crazy breaking news. Khaby Lame, the TikToker with the most followers, was arrested by ICE. And here are the top 3 things you need to know about it. Number 3, Khaby was arrested in Nevada after his visa expired. Now, he arrived in the United States on April 30th and he was arrested June 7th. And I wish he was one of those traditional influencers who would just document everything, because wouldn't it have been amazing to just see him back there being like, hey guys, I'm in the back of the ICE van. Number 2 is that Khaby has since been released, and I'm happy he's released. I love Khaby. I mean, I do imagine him getting arrested, and he always makes those faces like, oh, with that. But anyway, and he has been posting on social media. He has not acknowledged the arrest, but ICE did issue a statement confirming it.
Hey y'all, what's up? Good afternoon, motherfuckers. Did y'all see this? TikTok megastar Khaby Lame leaves United States after getting detained by ICE amid Trump immigration crackdowns. Now, I don't know if y'all don't know Khaby. Khaby has the most followers on TikTok than anyone in the entire world. Okay, so what it says here is U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement detained Khaby Lame, 25, a citizen of Italy, June 6 at the Harry Reid International Airport, Las Vegas, Nevada, for immigration violations. Lame entered the United States April the 30th and overstayed the terms of his visa. Lame was granted voluntary departure June 6 and has since departed the U.S. Like, they out there just grabbing people. Like, and they didn't know who he was. I feel like they knew who he was. They know who he is. And they intentionally did that to him.
So Khaby Lame was arrested in USA, and the reason being, you'll be surprised. So by now, I know everybody know who Khaby Lame is. He is 25, the most followed person on TikToks. This is the person who trend by saying nothing, literally like saying nothing. So he was going home, he was going back to Italy when he was arrested at the airport. And the reason being, this guy overstayed. He overstayed his visa. So the time that he was supposed to leave the country, he did not leave. He thought like, oh, let me just stay longer, let me just enjoy myself. Nothing bad is going to happen. They'll just penalize me and then I'll just go back to my country. But he was very surprised. When he got to the airport, he had everything, ticket, everything. He was ready to go home. And that is when he was arrested. But it's very surprising. This guy is very rich, like rich. And the US citizenship is only 5 million. Trump made it possible. If you want to be a US citizen, just have $5 million and then you can be a US citizen. And I'm sure Khaby Lame has this money, right? I know he's very rich. I don't know why he overstayed though.
TikTok megastar Khaby Lame has officially left the United States on his own will after being detained by U.S. Immigration Customs Enforcement for what ICE is calling immigration violations. Here's what we know, no fluff, just facts. Khaby Lame is a Senegalese-born content creator who lives in Italy. He gained global fame through his TikTok videos where he humorously simplifies overly complicated life hack clips without saying a word. Today, he holds the title of the most followed creator on the platform. Now, Lame entered the U.S. on April 30, but reportedly overstayed the terms of his visa. He was detained by ICE agents on June 6 at Harry Reid International Airport in Las Vegas. Now, Khaby Lame was granted a voluntary departure, meaning he chose to leave instead of undergoing deportation proceedings. His exit comes as the President Trump era immigration crackdowns are once again in focus, with federal enforcement increasing scrutiny on even high-profile individuals. Now, the Daily Mail reports that ICE confirmed Lame was compliant throughout the process and departed the same day he was detained. This has raised new conversations online about how international creators are being affected by evolving U.S. immigration policies. Now here's the question. Should internet fame protect creators from immigration enforcement, or is the law no matter who you are?
No, the ICE agents almost got Khaby out of here. And hey, do not say that's me. Stop it. He don't look like me. But anyways, no, he had to leave America because he ran into a little issue with ICE and the Trump administration, and said, I guess whatever they told him, yeah, it didn't really sit too well. So he left before, I'm guessing they told him either you can leave on your own or we're going to find some way to make you leave. I don't know. But that's tough though, because he was like, I think he's like the most followed person on TikTok. I mean, yeah, on TikTok. He does the silent thing. He does the tough though.
Major update on the Khaby Lame situation. Yes, he was forced to leave the country after ICE detained him for having an expired visa. If you're not up to speed, right-wing politician Bo Loudon and a bunch of other people found out that Khaby Lame's visa was about to expire, so they decided to report him to ICE, where he was detained and then forced to leave the country. Now, according to the U.S. immigration official website, Khaby was held at the Henderson Detention Center in Nevada, where yes, he had an expired visa and was asked to leave the country. Now, obviously, Khaby complied and left the country politely. Otherwise, he could have been arrested or deported. Now, a lot of people were originally saying that this was all fake, but according to the Grok AI on X, a lot of this is true. Now, he voluntarily departed, and just like this says, he wasn't arrested or deported. Now, even after all of this happened, Khaby is still active on all of his social media platforms. Now, I think this is setting a standard for ICE that they do not care about somebody's status or their social image, or even being a celebrity. They're going to make sure that from now on, every single person in the US is documented and here legally.
Do y'all think if Khaby Lame was a white influencer who had overstayed their visa, let's just say he was Italian and he overstayed his visa in the United States, he would have been deported? I do not.
Trump is deporting everybody. So this guy here, whose name I will butcher if I try, Lame, Mr. Lame, who is a TikTok star known for doing this, that thing, this guy, millions of views, probably one of the top TikTokers and social media people out here, millionaire. He chose to self-deport himself back to Italy, where he is a citizen. Why? Because Donald Trump said he overstayed his visa and he was going to be deported. So, like you see there, he was briefly detained by ICE in Las Vegas, and then he said, I'm leaving. So, cool. Or, in his words, right. So, what happened? Usually, and it's interesting to me because I'm not 100% sure on this and I haven't checked my facts, but if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments and I'll happy to correct myself. I'm pretty sure that that Italy is a visa-free country, and he seems to be a citizen of Italy. And what happens is, when you come from one of these countries, you tend to get 90 days. And people are wondering, well, he wasn't here from 90 days. I forget the dates that he came. So why was he not, why is he being deported? The thing is that you don't automatically get 90 days. You come in and you tell the border guard what you're doing here and what you want to do, and they can give you up to 90 days. But sometimes they give you less. So what I suspect happened is he told them he was here for business and whatever the case may be, and then they gave him less than 90 days, and he did not leave in the time period that they gave him, and so he is an overstay, which could possibly make him 212 ineligible to come to the United States. But because he's self-deported, that hopefully, likely will be waived, and he also has money, and is a big star, so they don't want to make a big deal out of it. It'll be waived, he'll be able to come back. But this is just an example that the Trump administration is coming after everybody. And if he overstayed his visa, then he rightfully should have left the country and been deported just like anybody else. Just his celebrity doesn't make him immune to the laws. But it's just telling that literally they are going after everybody. And it's not just, everybody, of course, we can all tell, that doesn't help him either. But if you are a certain color and a certain ethnicity or from certain places, they're coming after you. And he's from Italy, technically, but the color probably didn't work out for him. So, yeah, that's the story of the day. Got tossed out of the United States. Unreal.
According to reports, popular TikToker Khaby Lame has just been deported back to his home country after being detained by ICE a couple of days ago. See, the situation of things right now in the United States, the law is the law. It is not going to bend for anybody. The federal government, the Trump-led administration, they are really moving so hard and fast on every undocumented, out-of-status immigrants. So if you are one of them, regardless of your status in the society, go and fix your immigration issues. If you fail to do so, the law is not a respecter of person. Trust me, they're going to come after you. I mean, who would have thought that the most followed individual on TikTok, as popular as he is, was arrested by the ICE? And just news yesterday had it that he has been deported. So, what does that tell you? It tells you that the law is the law. And if you are not legal in the country right now, this is the best time for you to quietly leave. Quietly leave or fix your immigration issues. If you are able to fix it, congratulations. If you fail to do so, be informed that it's just about a matter of time. You are going to be caught and deported. I fear for many right now. So my heart goes out to him and his family, friends, and all of that. But I am using this opportunity to let you know that eyes are still everywhere. The eyes are still here everywhere, going after people who failed to update their status in the United States. Yes, you don't have to be here if you are out of status. Whether you came in through the border, whether you came in with a visa and have overstayed your visa, you do not have to be here. You have to go back to where you came from. Once you're out of status and you can fix it on time, go back so that you can reapply and have a better chance to come back. But for now, that's the news for you. Until I see you on the next one. Bye.
Watching the videos above, we get a clear impression no big names will be spared once your visa has expired or not valid. If Khaby Lame was white, will he still get deported? Khaby is a UNICEF ambassador. His mission in US will mainly be to unite USA the rest of the world. We all feel Khaby should have been deported, but American citizens say once your visa is invalid, you are an illegal immigrant and you should get deported. What's your take on this? Leave your thoughts on the comment section below and don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thank you, family. Bye.